Wait. We're going to take a question at the end. We also have a guest speaker, Rahul Merchant. He's a Senior Executive Vice President and a Head of Client Services and Technology at TIA. Mr. Merchant has more than 30 years of experience in public and private sectors. Prior to joining TIA, Mr. Merchant worked with Michael Bloomberg in the capacity of citywide Chief Information and Innovation Officer. He's also a part of various different boards. I think currently he also has served as senior executive with the National Bank, Sanwa Bank, Cooper Neff and Associates. Mr. Merchant has served on the several boards. He currently serves as an independent director on Juniper Network, Altico Capital, Zipari, and Mr. Merchant holds a BE from Mumbai, which is Bombay, and also a University from Memphis and MBA from Temple University. Please welcome Mr. Rahul Merchant.
Thank you for the invite, appreciate it. Good afternoon, everybody. I think I'm between you and the drinks, it looks like. So we'll try and make it quick, but this is more of a success story. I'm here standing, talking about, especially about India. I'm an immigrant about 40 years, lived about half a mile from here on Langhorne Yardley Road in a small development, now large development called Laurel Oaks, before migrating to quote-unquote New York and Wall Street. In 2001, I went back to India to start up what we then called Merrill Lynch India Technology Center. We already had a Merrill Lynch India, Mr. Hemendra Kothari, is like an elder brother to me. Already had DSP Merrill Lynch, very well known family. We then acquired the DSP part of it and made it Merrill Lynch now, which is part of Bank of America. And about in 2001, went back and decided to set up one of the first development centers from Wall Street in India. And it was very interesting. I had done quite a bit of outsourcing, known at that time the then chairman of TCS, Ram Durai, and now a very good friend of mine is Chandra, who now kind of helps the Tata Sons, also Infosys chairman, currently still the chairman, and then also as a very good friend. So we set up about 400 people's facility in India, and we went there for one reason and one reason only, and we thought, you know, it's a labor arbitrage. Let's go try set up a shop there to kind of get labor arbitrage. We'll save a couple of bucks and make a little bit of money. Worked well, worked really well. We've had our sets of challenges, but I think overall it worked very well. And since then, I've always stayed quite a bit in touch and served on a bunch of boards in India. So Altico Capital that I talk about, it's a company out of India. It is an NBFC, which is called Non-Bank Financial Company. We have about $1 billion of balance sheet. We lend to large builders such as Godrej, Lodha. So you know we've lent about $1 billion already, and the shareholders, and this is why I want to talk about it. Shareholders are all outside of India shareholders. 30% shareholders is a private equity firm out of Hong Kong. Clearwater Capital, a third of the shareholding comes from ADIC, which is Abu Dhabi Investment Council, and third comes from another private equity shop called Varde, which is a US-based private equity firm. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because this is the confidence in India. You can steadily see a improvement in confidence, not just by the Blackstones and the KKR who have been investing for a while, but also in what you would call mid-tier US and Asia-based private equity firm. And that seems to continuously grow. And the banking system, ICICI of course is a big part of it. One of your competitive banks, Naina Lal Kidwai, happens to sit on our boards with us. So it's a very mature capital markets, very mature finance industry, very mature finance industry as a whole. But I also have a full-time job with a company called TIA. Those of you who don't know TIA, it's one of the 100-year-old companies, holds still the same name called TIAA, we are what we call as a Teachers Insurance Annuity Association. We are a $1.2 trillion asset manager, so it's about half the GDP of India. We invest in all kinds of stuff, fixed income, equity product, real estate, so on and so forth. About 2 years ago, again, I decided what I did during my Merrill Lynch time is to open up a client services and technology facility in India. And this time along, we said we'll do a little bit bigger than what we did, which was 400 or 500 people during our Merrill Lynch time. And we will do it faster than what we did about 10, 11 years ago. And just to give you an example, in 2001, it took us about a year to get the construction going and get all the infrastructure in Bombay. In 2017, we started this project with Godrej One, which is one of the very premier property in Mumbai, and we have known Godrej family for a long, long time. And also with Panchsheel in Pune, in World Trade Center, which is again another extremely professional construction firm, and have done a phenomenal job in building. And with help of those two builders, I have to say today, which is exactly about 18 months to 19 months, we have two facilities of close to about 40,000 square feet. We house about 1,800 people. We hired from 0 to 1,800, about 1,700 of them engineers, in a matter of 16 months. Build up a facility from nothing. And that tells you the pace of change in India. I migrated here 40 years ago, never thought I would go back. I still live here, I have my family here, but still go back and do what we were able to do. And this time around, we didn't do it just to save money. The brain power, the engineering brain power that we get now in India is just unparalleled. And I think congratulations to all the folks, not just the political, but also the industry leaders, builders, average citizens. I think they have gone and made tremendous amount of progress in the last decade or two. And it has been phenomenally accelerated just by the talent pool, sheer talent pool that you see today. When I graduated from Bombay, it was in 1978, there were 442 seats for all of engineering program between VJTI and Sardar Patel College of Engineering. Today, there's probably half the department of some of the colleges of engineering in Mumbai. So the pace of change in education is what I believe has been the foundation for the growth and all the stuff that we see today. So I am standing here, having sat on 18 boards, about 12 of them public company boards in the US, and quite a bit of private company boards, having been in money management business for about 30 years, being a tour operator, and also as a chief operating officer for a bunch of global banks. I am impressed. I'm quite impressed with the pace of change, type of things one can do in India, and the growth. If I may make a request, in fact, 2 weeks ago, I was invited to join your commerce minister in Washington, D.C., and he made, I was asking, what can you ask of Indian government if there was anything that we could help? I think one of the things that Indian government can help a lot is when we set up, we means US companies set up facilities in India, it would be good for the Indian leaders to go visit them, like the JP Morgan, like the TIAs, like the Morgan Stanleys or others, and give them more encouragement for creating jobs in India. Just like you talked about creating jobs in US, and I think absolutely a lot of jobs have been created in US. But on the same side, if you look at our colleagues in IBM has 100,000 people. In India, Accenture, about the same number, 110,000 people. We are 2,000. We are not 100,000. We are 2,000, but we hire extremely talented, highly experienced, highly paid jobs. And I think giving those firms the same encouragement and draw more of those firms, whether it is small, large, or medium size, I think that would be a tremendous value to all of us. With that, I'll just conclude my remark. As I said, it has been a phenomenal success, and it has been really good to see the progress. We who are either Indian born or still Indian citizens or Indian residents, every time we interact with the High Commission or Embassy, we always talk about what went wrong rather than everything that goes right. I think, and that's probably why you continue to improve and make the experience better. I would say that's who we are. If we didn't complain, we wouldn't be who we are. I think that's we all are. I have served in public service. I've served under Mike Bloomberg as one of his deputy mayors. I'm used to it. I'm used to being told how public service just sucks. But if we don't get better, and if we don't listen to our constituents, we will never get better. So over decades, the experiences at the High Commission, experiences at the embassies, they've gotten better. And I'm sure it will continue to get better. You were kind enough to point out all the initiatives you have taken. I'm sure that's not where you're going to stop. After visiting the embassy in Washington, I know that it is tremendously grown, both in talent, in knowledge, and in responsiveness. So I'm pretty sure it will continue to grow, and I think it is becoming better and better, and it's becoming easier and easier to do business in India. So thank you for all you folks are doing, and all of you who are either doing business in India or from India or looking to do business in India. I think don't give up. I think there is a lot more to come. I think what we are seeing probably is probably the beginning of a large growth of the talent pool. So thank you for all you're doing. Appreciate it.